Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Ella here from Author Like a Boss. And this month, we are all about the book launch. Book launch like a boss. Okay, so I am the co founder of Author Like a Boss, the Author Boss Academy, and the Book Launch Like a Boss Boot Camp. Boot camp is starting next month. If you want to get in on it, you'll want to check it out. There's some info. Okay, so each week, my partner in creativity and I, Megan, bring you tips and tricks for how to turn your author dreams into reality. We showed you how to write and market your book smarter and not harder so you can be more successful. And like I said, this month is all about launching your book. So you've written all this crazy good work and you're like, okay, now I got to get it out there. What do I do? And we're telling you, hi, Melissa. Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, so no matter what genre you write, if you want to book launch like a boss, you need to build a launch team so you can book launch like a boss. Okay, and today I'm going to take you through who to invite to your launch team and where to find them. Okay, so it's like, who are these people and where can I find them? Has anybody have you guys wanted to build a launch team but been like, but who's going to even want to be on it? If you've had that thought, or like, where can I find these people? Or why would they want to help me? If you've had any one of those thoughts, please put it in the comments so we can have some relatability here. And so we're all like, I'm not alone. Okay, because absolutely that's how it feels like before you get started. For sure. It's like, okay. I'm looking for the comments. There's like a little bit of a delay. So we'll see if you guys have felt like that before, like you really wanted to do a launch, but you didn't know, how to find those people or what to have them do, which we talked about last week, right? So we've got that taken care of. Okay, so last week, we talked about what the people on your launch team would do. And you need to know that in advance of inviting them because you want to be able to tell the people who join exactly what's expected before they get there. Because you're getting all this momentum, you're building momentum. So you want to have an idea in mind, and that's what we talked about last week. So there's actually, I don't know, launch teams, it feels like, oh, you just built your launch team, but there's actually a significant amount of prep work that goes into it if you want to do it well. Like it's like organizing a party. Okay, you have to go and you have to have the food already in advance. You have to have the place setting set out, or like the buffet table ready. Like you have to have all of that ready in advance. So that way when people get there, they just get to have the time that you want them to have. And a book launch is kind of like that. It's like a party. So who are you going to invite to your book launch party? Okay, so last week we talked about there's different levels of book launch. There's like the less, the smaller, expectations, like the smaller amount of time to put in, and then there's the bigger amount of time that people will put in. So you have two different levels, and the less time level is for your friends and family, okay? Your friends and family, they may not read in your genre, but they may really want to support you with your book coming out. And so those are the type of people, they'll do the commenting, liking, sharing on Twitter, on social media, retweeting, they'll do that kind of stuff. And so you absolutely want to invite them to be on your launch team with that expectation in mind, okay? Because they can still be really helpful on the day/week or however long you're doing of your launch. And so those people, you'll want to send them an individual message. Okay, you'll send them a message saying, hey, my book is coming out. I'm looking for some people who would be, and if they don't know that you have a book coming out, this is a really powerful time to tell them, I'm an author and I have a book coming out. Like it can feel really powerful to own that in your life, because I know a lot of you guys are introverts and very private, but when your book is coming out is the time to be like, okay, I get to own this now. And people love to be a part of supporting others create their dreams. So you like, okay, my book is coming out in a month and I wanted to see if you wanted to help support me when it does come out. So that's the friends and family. If they don't read in your genre, then you're like, okay, you guys, I could just use your support and I'd love to have you on my team for social media. Okay. That's the first level. Really powerful in owning your identity as an author. Even if people don't, it's just really powerful step. Plus, you're like, oh yeah, I'm doing a launch for my book. And that sounds really sexy too. They're like, ooh, wow, she's such a pro. You're like, yeah, I am. You don't know. They don't know any better. They don't know any better. So you're like, yeah, I am. I am a pro. Because you are. Okay. The next level is the people who have more time. These are your super fans, okay? These are the people who are going to do advanced reader copies or advanced review copies and read your book and leave a review and design graphics and go into your special. Like, these are the people who are really invested. We call them super fans. And those people, who are they and where are you going to find them? Well, these people, you may know them, some of them already, because you've been connecting and conversing with other authors and on our other author pages. So these are some of the people that maybe you've made a little connection with in your genre already. It may be some people, like if you spent some time, if you write fantasy and you spent some time in a fantasy reading group and you've already connected with a few people in there, you might reconnect and be like, hey, I know we were chatting a little while ago and if you told them about your book, you're like, my book is actually about to come out. I was wondering if you would be interested in being on the launch team. and they get to be like, oh, okay, yes or no. And from the last 2 weeks, you've already set up a private Facebook group and you already know what the expectations are and you've put them in the group so people know how to participate as soon as you invite them. And so that's a good way. So that's a good way to invite people. If you haven't yet spent time in other Facebook groups connecting with people, that's what I recommend doing. And we have a whole series of videos on connecting with people. So you know how to do that well. And I'll see if I'll find that and post it. But we have a whole series on that, so you don't have to lose that, so that you know, how do I connect with people in these Facebook groups? I'll tell you in another video series. I'll post that video series. But what you want to do is go to the Facebook groups where readers and writers in your genre hang out, specifically readers, but writers sometimes too, depending on how much time they have. So I say for this, readers and writers are good because writers are going to be more invested in helping you because you might help them back when their book comes out. But readers also can be very excited about helping you. And so what I did is I posted in the Facebook group, the Author Like a Boss Facebook group, like 20 minutes ago. And I will link to it again once I finish with this video, a sample of what I saw in a Facebook group that I'm a part of. And the author, what you do is, with the permission of the admins of the Facebook group, with the permissions of the admins of the Facebook group, you make some appealing graphics and you post your cover, a blurb, and an invitation to apply to be on your launch team or apply to get an ARC copy. Okay. And so in that post, you say, here's some of the perks. You're going to get a free copy of the book in advance. And I ask that you review, you're going to review it. And you might have some other things that you're going to share. You're like, hey, in my book launch team, I give deleted scenes and we have special paraphernalia, and you'll get a special thank you at the end of the book in the acknowledgement section. You tell them some of the things, not all of them, save some of them for a secret when they actually say yes. But you'll tell them, hey, here's the book, here's a blurb, and I've got this limited number of spaces open to be on the launch team. please apply. And then you link them to an application. And the application is also on that document, that PDF that I showed you. So I literally screenshotted the post that she put in the group, and I screenshotted her application to be on her ARC team. So you can see exactly what some other authors are doing. And I'll tell you, she's like, I only have 30 spots open. And I couldn't see how many people applied, but I saw how many people commented, and there was dozens of people commenting. So when you put it, like in a special, like if you put it in a nice way where you're like, it's a limited amount of supply, only 30 people, how many of you would be like overjoyed if you had 30 reviews on the first day? Like, see, only 30 people can be in here, be in the launch team. And then you get these awesome people who apply to be on there because you're posting it in Facebook groups where they are hanging out, that are active, and you have people that are really interested and engaged in that genre. And okay, and then the final note to remember is that when they, so you're going to tell them all the fun stuff they're going to get in the post, but you want to set the expectations in advance, right? You don't want to just get people who are only there to get the free book, but they're not going to actually do the follow through. And that's why you have them apply. One, it sets up the tone for being very more serious. You're like, this isn't just anybody free for all. This is an application. And so you may or may not be chosen. Okay. And that gives it like a little bit of like, oh, I'm on the team that got chosen. You have that aspect of it, and it allows people to know that you are taking this seriously. Like, this is not some casual thing where you're just giving out copies all over the place. This is a serious business. And so when they apply, they can go through that application and know that you take it seriously. And that way, that sets the tone for like, hey, we're going to have fun. You're going to get, you're going to have, ARC copies and paraphernalia and deleted scenes or whatever that you have. But you're also going to have to do the thing, which is leave a review and share on social media. But people like to do that. They like to be a part of the team, but that sets the expectations on the application so they know, oh, this isn't just a free book with nothing. This is, I get to be on this author's team and helping them. I get to do things that they can't do on their own. You're like, I can't do this on your own, people. I need your help. But you're a select group because you're not just inviting everybody to get an ARC copy. Okay, so go into those groups, because that lady, the one that I posted in the PDF that I shared with you guys, and I called it like book launch like a boss. So or build your launch team. So if you just search build your launch team in the search, it should come up. Look for it's a document. And she had only joined that Facebook group the day before, and she had dozens of people signing up to be on her ARC team and her launch team and to do an advanced review copy. So she had only been in that group for one day. So you don't have to be in there a long time if you have permission from the admin to do that, and if it's a good active group. And you can do it in multiple groups. You can say, I'm only inviting 20 people from this group to be on my ARC team. You can do it in multiple groups. See how many people you can get. There might be some overflow, but just see and see how people respond. Okay. And remember, once they do get on your launch team, make sure that you invite them to your Facebook group that you had created from last week, and that you already have some expectations set so they can build momentum. Okay, let me look at some questions. Okay, sorry you guys, I'm not being able to move. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, so Diane said, okay, is there a best time? Rachel says, is there a best time of year to launch? I don't think so. I think it depends on your audience and your book. So like if you're doing a scary book, Halloween is a good time to launch, or just before Halloween. If you have a holiday themed book, in December is a good time to launch. And you'll notice you'll see a lot of winter and Christmas and holiday themed books coming out in in December. So I think maybe there used to be a better time to launch, but it really depends on your audience, and maybe you'll just find out as you go that there's sometimes they do more than others. But really what you want to be doing is putting a book out every 1 to 3 months, and so you'll be launching in every season. Okay, let's see. Diane says, oh, thank you, Diane. I'm looking beautiful today. You guys are so sweet. She says, this is something I struggle with, telling people I have a book coming out. I'm always nervous they will think that I am shoving it down their throats. Most of my normal day-to-day people, I think I am gloating. Oh. Well, Diane, and you may have people in your life who do that, and those are the naysayers. But if you were to, I like to imagine when you're in your Facebook groups that it's like you're at a Barnes and Noble in your genre section. So you're like, I write fantasy and I'm in the sci-fi fantasy section, and you're there browsing and you happen to run into somebody else who is also in the sci-fi fantasy section, and you guys are both looking at the same series or similar series. And so you just strike up a conversation. Okay. And this other person is not a writer. They're just there to read, and you're a reader and a writer. You strike up a conversation, you go a little bit, and you're like, hey, you know what? Actually, oh, you live just down the street. I live just down the street too. We live in the same neighborhood. We live in the same town. And we both read this genre. It's so exciting because you know what it's like to connect with other readers. It's so much fun because you're like, I like that book. Did you? Yes, I did. Then they're like, oh man, yeah, have you noticed there's not as many books in our genre? And you're like, yeah, I know. That's why I'm writing. That's why I'm writing one. You can casually be like, oh, well, actually I'm writing a book. You don't have to be like, I'm writing. You're like, oh, actually I'm writing a book. It's, it's got some of these same things in it. People love meeting writers. People love meeting people who are like readers, especially love reading writers. That's exactly the time to invite somebody to be on your launch team. Yeah, it's coming out in a week. Did you want me to let you know when it comes out? And maybe do you want to, depending on their reaction, you can offer them an advanced copy if they're willing to review it. Now, this is all face-to-face in Barnes & Noble, but it's not that different from social media if you're in a group dedicated to your genre. It's the same thing. It's just like finding somebody on that same aisle in Barnes & Noble, but instead it's online. So you can have that same experience. Okay. Anne asked about the ARC application. Is it made on Google Forms? Yes. Yes, it is made on Google Forms. And you can see that the sample one that I did, she actually formatted it so that it was all in alignment with her brand, which was really fun. So Google Forms actually allows you to put a header image that's in alignment that you get to make yourself. And so if you make a header image and change the colors so it's all in alignment with your brand, then it looks really professional. So you don't have to, but I would at least have the image on top be in alignment with your brand. And since you've already made some graphics and you already have some things, it's not that hard to make another one. Okay. Yeah, Diane, oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Diane says, thank you. I appreciate that. Hearing that really makes me feel a little bit better about doing it. Yeah, I'd say try it out in some safe spaces and gain a little confidence and be like, hey, I'm writing a book, and you don't have to do it in the salesy way. Just do it in some of these writing groups. Do it in Author Like a Boss. I mean, people will respond really well. Just tell us a little bit about your book. And how's it, and where you're at with it and what your hopes are for it. Tell us what your hopes are. Again, I'm hoping to do this. Okay. You guys. Okay. So thank you so much for being here, you guys. If you want, so I said earlier in the video we are opening Book Launch Like a Boss Bootcamp in June. But what I didn't say is that we are having our How to Book Launch Like a Boss live training this Saturday is the first live training. And in that training, we are also opening up the Book Launch Like a Boss Bootcamp so that you can order it and sign up for it if you want. But secret is we have some special, why you might want to sign up and go to this is that we're having some special bonuses. So I'm putting the link in the comments, but you might want to sign up to go to that training just to see what the bonuses are. Plus, just get the information because it is a How to Book Launch Like a Boss live training, and it gives you a bunch of really good info about how to book launch like a boss without any commitment to signing up for anything except for the free live training. So we would love to have you there. It's this Saturday, and if you want to sign up to attend, go ahead and click the link. I will go put it in. But if you aren't seeing the link right now, it's authorlikeaboss.com/book launch. Next week, I will be talking about we will doing one of the final weeks of how to build your launch team. And Megan is also on Thursday talking about writing a story that readers will love. So remember to come and get some information from both of us. And and if you want to get notified of when we're going live, you can get notified by clicking at authorlikeaboss.com/notify, and you'll just get a Facebook message that says, Ella's about to go live, or Megan's about to go live. So if you want to be here live and get your questions answered live, go ahead and get notified at authorlikeaboss.com/notify. And if you want to sign up for our free How to Book Launch Like a Boss live training this Saturday, go to authorlikeaboss.com/book launch. And even if you're seeing this video later, go ahead and check it out because it should forward to whenever the next thing is. Okay. So grateful to have you here. So excited to have a springtime lovely day with you guys. And I wish you hugs and happy authoring. Thanks.